Well, I continue to hate A1. 60 FPS categories are really fun, but if I'd like to take you up on your offer to record some tutorials. There's like 3 or 4 sigils in new any percent that don't have tutorials for them. Not a lot. And the other bright side is they're currently linking into Cyro's run because I updated them last night. If you could make real the other side, okay, I'll try jumping there. If you want to make tutorials, so you know the cheat sheet? Everything that's in red needs a tutorial. Some of them already have links because those are links into record runs, which aren't tutorials but are better than nothing. There are a bunch that have nothing and are going to need even just like the barest hint of like jump here. They don't even need to be that good of tutorials, just like I need something that's better than what we have now, which is nothing. The only tutorial that was basically ever made for this game was Azure's any percent tutorial, and while very good, it also is now very dated. That strat seems to be slower, both of those wall jumps. Generally know what you're doing. Well, that's the advantage of tutorials. You can re-record a bunch of times until you get a clean run of it. No one's going to judge you for it. But in particular, I'd like to start with the any percent categories since they're less mutable. They're less subject to change. The all sigils categories, new routes can get found somewhat frequently, though I don't think anyone's looking into uncapped all sigils, and besides, I don't have all the updates from Kraft's route. Honestly, I think the notes I have up there are pre-cube jump notes, so they're really bad. Alright, light side, you said. I fell off. I fell off. I bonked, which is probably my fault. I bonked. Yeah, ABTU. Like, some of them are really easy. Actually, with the ABTU tutorial, like, you need to be clear with what's going on. Like, what are the risks? Because you can very easily go out of bounds in ABTU. But it's not hard to make this tutorial. Like, that's why I wanted you to do them. Because they're just free. Exo, if you're going to make tutorials and you want to claim them, what you should do is just tell me. I was gonna say edit the sheet. I don't know if it's editable. So that they aren't read anymore. Yeah, trio, just the wall jump. Someone needs to explain what the hell is going on with it. And I don't want you to do whatever crazy parkour Cyro did. Like, just the normal route is fine. The normal wall jump from inbounds. Actually, can you check Azure's tutorial to see if he has it? I don't care. You can make a tutorial over Azure's. His word is not God. Time loss. Stolen permissions. Okay. If you request permissions, I can pretty quickly give it to you at some point. Nope. Yep. I don't. This route. If you request permissions, I'll get an email, and that's honestly a lot faster for me to grant you than anything else. Yeah, ABTU is not traditionally done in any percent. We usually do lock me up. I did go the right way. Why did I think I didn't? I don't like clips. Clips do not feel stable. Clips do not feel like something that will always be around. I really, really like YouTube. YouTube is pretty long term. YouTube works a lot more places and generally speaking loads faster. YouTube lets you frame advance, and it's much easier to download videos from YouTube if you want to do that. Like, Google knows what they're doing. Amazon doesn't really. And it's not like Amazon even made Twitch. They just sort of own it at this point. Though I guess to be fair, Google did not make YouTube. They bought a company, but they bought a company and they bought it a while ago, and so they've absorbed all the members, and so they really own YouTube in a way that Twitch or Amazon does not own Twitch. All the members of the YouTube team have gotten integrated. The team has gotten expanded. That sounds like an email from Exodasher. I can just tell by the cadence of the ping. And also the fact that no one else will be sending me email at 6 p.m. because it's 9 p.m. Eastern. And very few people send me emails at 9 p.m. What? What are you WTFing about? Yeah, use OBS to record and then upload to YouTube. That's my preferred method. The sound startled you? Yeah, no surprise. It's my email sound. I like to know when I get emails because email is my primary means of communication outside of Steam. And not a lot of my friends, or sorry, not a lot of my formal relatives use Steam. My friends use Steam. But like, I'm not going to tell my parents to add me on Steam. That would be, they're not that hip. I'll put it that way. They're willing to learn the video games I play, but they're not willing to learn how to use Steam. That's a little bit different. And I adamantly refuse to use Facebook, so that's never going to happen. But in general, if you want to make tutorials for the levels that get reused multiple times. I was too slow on the backup. Make tutorials for levels that get reused a lot of times, because that way we can have... I'm gonna make a Steam account. It's not bad. Make tutorials for levels that are going to be used in multiple categories. So like statue jump might need a tutorial. I think Azray already has one. But in general, levels like that, levels where I forgot to look at a QR code. Levels where there's a best solution, irrelevant of items, and it's always going to be the best solution. And so if you make a tutorial, that tutorial will get reused. Because those levels, since they're already best solutions, are unlikely to be replaced anywhere, right? If you look at a level like A Bit Tied Up, where there's such an obvious way to solve it, it's very, very unlikely that we're ever going to find a faster way. And so that tutorial will be more stable. As opposed to levels like C7, where, honestly, I would not be surprised if there were better routes for some of the levels that we just haven't found yet. Definitely some of the levels I know I have a lot of knowledge of. There are some of the routes that are mine, so I'm probably going to make tutorials for those. So I'm talking about like two pesky little buzzers is my strat, and I sort of want to make a tutorial for it, therefore. Because, I don't know, ownership or something. Pride, if that's an emotion I feel. I apparently failed the door too far in my PV. Yes, that's true, I did. Nice deception, thank you. It goes right like 1 time in 30. And when it does, it's a good feeling. I'm ahead. Sure. Oh, did I forget? Yeah, this is the PV where I forgot to get the star in A6. I'm pretty sure. So I left the world and had to come back. So like, I'd like to make a tutorial for this strat, because this is something I found. But again, that's just nepotism. There's no particular reason that I would need to. And if I don't for like a few months, then no skin off my teeth. What I have found for going over the fence is that your starting position matters a lot. And that basically everything else is moot. The speed you go at, the angle you go at, well, the angle matters, of course, but the speed you go at when you jump beyond a pretty generous window are all basically just placebo. And that where you stand has a pretty huge effect, because it's going to affect the geometry of the jump you get, along with the geometry of how you hit the wall. Still ahead. Alright. Oh, I need to jam the gun, because this is 60 FPS. I hate you, mine. You're the worst. Well, there goes the time I had. It's okay. Which strat are you talking about? Oh, the one little buzzer strat? I'm really happy with it. I wish it was used in more places. There was, I think, a use for it in Gehenna for Cube Driver, Gehenna 100%, but I think it got routed out. Are there any sigils where restarting checkpoint as you walk out in the door saves time? Technically, almost all of them. The problem is that the amount of time it takes you to menu is hard. So definitely that level, friendly crossfire, it does save time to restart checkpoint when you walk in the door. You get teleported forward. Since you get the checkpoint almost directly in front of, almost the moment you walk through the purple door. Oh my god, this strat is supposed to be easy, and I'm screwing it up. I guess I should stop doing the mouse movement and just do the keyboard strafe. I don't know. I've definitely gotten better at this since coming back. Yeah, so basically, it's technically faster for every level if you could menu instantaneously. But not only is there a slight delay as you open the menu, there's a small animation that has to play, basically. It's also unreasonable to ask you to be able to click the restart checkpoint button instantaneously. So in moddable version, which is notable only because it doesn't have the achievements pane, and so there is no show achievements button, which means that restart checkpoint is dead center in the menu. You can pause and restart checkpoint instantaneously. You can actually do something similar on Mac or Linux, because the game won't recenter your cursor, basically. Oh god. The game won't recenter your cursor in the way it does on Windows, which means that... Sorry, I'm trying to focus on the strat because I just screwed it up. The game won't recenter your cursor, which means that if your cursor was over restart checkpoint and you hit escape, you can insta-click. But even with those conditions, it's still going to be barely faster, and only for a couple of puzzles. It's right there. You cannot use WASDA, nor ESDF, nor whatever you map the controls to. It's hard-coded to the arrow keys. Why? Crow team. But for example, for this puzzle, I want to talk about sigil and star in the same video, because that's basically when it's going to be relevant. is for all sigils. This solution is not faster for any percent, any percent 60. And I also want to talk about things like that backup strat that I just pulled off, where you can stop the buzzer to give you a little bit of extra time if you're slow, or talk about what checkpoint you have to come in off of, which will affect the cycles you get, etc., etc. And like that's what the tutorial videos need to show that speedrun won't. Additionally, they have the advantage of they won't be talking about random crap, which invariably, whatever puzzle you're doing, will have you talking about something random. Any percent no longer gets that sigil. 60 any used to, before it was decided that a box up high is faster with cube jumps. So basically, before the 60 FPS cube jump revolution, any percent got that sigil. I wonder if I'm not on fast player speed. There's a chance. I switched to medium in C4, and I never switch back, because there's no cube jumps in C2. That might also explain why I struggle with Rapunzel a lot. Yep, I was indeed on medium. Alright. More things to remember. It costs maybe a fraction of a second every time you restart checkpoint. And it also costs a little bit of time because you're going to be moving around a lot. I think it wound up being equivalent if you did the paint jump for any percent to get that sigil. There's a really crazy paint jump you can do, which is related to the old wall jump, but it's really, really inconsistent. Alright, line up with that. So this cube positioning is consistent. So one day in the future, I will look into a cube jump that gets you into the sigil area, because there is a nice little, your cube locks itself into position that happens there. That's too far forward, right? Yeah. I need a consistent setup for this connector placement. I guess I need to work on B1. Maybe that'll be my reroute for today. Is B1 reroutes. Like, I don't think there's going to be anything faster for the other puzzles, but it is still worth looking at that. I love snapping into that puzzle as you shoot past it. It's kind of funny. The game's like, yeah, you meant to click into this puzzle. Sure, we'll give it to you. I failed the moonshot CJ in my PV. I think? I'm actually not certain. Oh, I think I failed this cube jump. I got the fan snipe reasonably fast. It's like 5th in my PV. But I didn't get this cube jump. I mean, we'll see. No, I guess I got it. Good day. Good day. Hello. I'm sorry, Walmart, I didn't get to your 100% PV last night. I reviewed the all lasers at like 2 a.m. I was tired. I didn't want to stay up for another hour and a half. Also, the other merit to tutorials is that a bunch of these puzzles, especially for all lasers, all sigils, I'm thinking about the witness now, are connected. And so explaining the solution to any one puzzle involves the solution to the previous one. Barrier side. Aim as far left as you can get away with. That was too far. Good enough. Some nicknames from the witness blind runs. Might be interesting. One of your emotes is live. I have no idea what that emote is. It looks like a piece of toast. That's probably a good assumption. Also, Exto, do you remember the setup for the infinite plane, CJ? Was it at 60 or was it at 25? Because if it was at 60, then it's going to be a little bit faster. I think. I don't remember what Moose found and why we stopped doing it. But because we can't do the quick cube breakout in Eagle's Nest, I think it might be faster to do as many sigils as possible with the same cube. Where am I going? Which means being able to chain the star is worth it. I'm still doing super safe strats here. Well, I mean, the reason they're safe is because I'm not stuck. I don't have to reset and do the stack again. That's why they're called super safe strats. In D3, yeah, there was an infinite plane from the star room. Do you remember this? I was pretty sure you did it back when you were doing all sigils stuff, uncapped all sigils. I guess I should say unrestricted. It's always going to be uncapped to me. No clue. All right, I will ask around. I'm sure it's in strats if I scroll up. Not mistaking it for a Clefairy? I don't... Pokemon was like years ago. I don't remember them anymore. I could probably name 100 of the 151 just without prompting. I could probably recognize all 151. There's a setup in strats that you posted. That's what I would look at. That was a gold sigil puzzle. It's a Cleffa? Is that one of the new ones that I don't know about because I'm an old school Pokemon player who had trading cards that are probably still in my room and worth like pennies? Actually, I recall asking around. I think I had like a few that were worth dollars, not pennies. But nothing that was worth more than that. I don't care. I recall you making a strats video. It may not have been a setup per se, but also I'm so depressed that there's no better way to do double plate. This puzzle feels terrible. It's Gen 2 Prevo? Oh, I do need to restart here. Prevo? Prevolution? Is that a thing? I hope that's not a thing. That'll ruin my childhood if that's a thing. Please don't ruin my childhood. Oh, I'm supposed to do this strat. Whoops. Okay, game. Good enough. Good enough. Don't leave. Yeah, but you have to understand that when I played Pokemon, there was, like, Gen 2 was not really a thing. It existed, but nobody really cared about it. Baby Pokemon. Oh, so this is a cute emote. I understand. Yeah, I'll chalk that one up on the list of emotes I'm probably never going to have. Cute is not really an emotion I tend to feel very strongly. Or I guess desire. I don't know how to define the emotion expressed with cuteness. Rapture. Whatever. ST killed amazing. That was good. More of a generic hype emote. Okay. All your emotes are cute, like you. Not sure cute is the word I would use to describe a grown man. That there are some associations that usually get brought up with that word. I mean, if you're okay with me referring to you as cute, I will, but most people get uncomfortable when they get generally applied a diminutive like that. Nope, landed out of bounds. It's fine though, I know the backup now. I also know why the backup was a problem, and it's because I'm colorblind. It's a really great reason to not be able to see the feet. You're adorable. Therindos. So, sample size 1. Ah, this is another fake gold. 4 chambers of flying. Okay. Cool. Because I didn't screw up the cube jump, but I'm still losing time. Oh yeah, I wanted to look into that too. If there was a better way of... there was a better way of getting into this puzzle, potentially by dropping down over one of the outside walls. Adorable is a little bit more... what's the word? Mature of a word? Alley of the pressure plates. Cube dupe heaven. Is it? I don't know. I don't really like English. I don't really like the fact that we've redefined a bunch of the words in English based on their common usage. Not that I don't think language should evolve. What did you just see? That's called cube duplication. For those of you who are not aware of it, so the recorder is a bit buggy. Basically, when the recorder shuts off, it attempts to return every single duplicated item, so the cubes and connectors and jammers, to their original position. And the way it does this, as far as I can make out, is it associates them with their original item. So it finds a reference, I'm talking a little bit coding here, but it finds a reference to the original cube, and it says, oh, for example, oh, it's in the same place. Easy. And once it does that, it is able to destroy the object and return basically a copy back to the original location. Right, because while you're making the recording, you don't actually have the original item. The original cube doesn't exist, so it has to be restored in some capacity. This is an uncapped trick. Almost everything that works at 60 works at all frame rates. 60 is the most restrictive of all frame rates. Right, there are things that work at less, there are things that work at more, but basically everything that works at 60 works at less than 60. I keep forgetting how to do this level. It's not really great. Using the rubble. I don't know which bit of rubble you're talking about, because this game is full of jump on block of rubble, jump on wall. But let me finish my explanation of cube duping. So, basically, when that reassociation happens, where the recording of the cube has to get turned back into the real cube, if the recording of the cube is moving, which is probably only going to happen if the real cube was moving, if the recording of the cube was moving, then the game sort of loses track of that association, and rather than spawn 0 cubes and remove an item, it just backs up, plays it safe, and spawns 2 cubes. and then you can get 2 cubes moving and spawn 4 cubes. And those of you who know the grains of rice on a chessboard problem will see how this is going. Crisscross, no, that is not intended for crisscross. There are 3 connectors in crisscross conundrum. You are supposed to actually use them. It's called practice. And it's also called, I've given all these explanations a lot. But yeah, in theory, the run becomes habit, and the explanation is what I'm focusing on. As I have found out, trying to explain things, in fact, it's not trying to explain things, trying to understand new things, or trying to decide or make intelligent decisions. So, for example, this is why bingo races are interesting, because having to do things like routing on the fly requires a lot of brain power. Anything that requires brain power, I cannot do while I'm doing a speedrun, because I want to be using that brain power on either pulling off the tricks, or remembering what's next in the route, or one of any number of other very useful things. The individual mechanics are mostly free, because I've done them a lot of times. I should just zoom in here. I should do something better for B7. I don't like B7. No. Have you seen some of the things I do? First of all, I'm not that good. Look at my sum of best, look at my PB. Second of all, a lot of these are not pixel perfect. The trick I'm pulling off right now is far from pixel perfect. It is precise, but it's very reasonable to get this trick accidentally, which means it's not pixel perfect. Also, pixels don't really exist in a 3-dimensional world. So the gimmick with cube duping, and the reason why it's so easy to do in that level, is because in that level you have a really nice setup with a fan where there's a fan that's thinking and running at the same time. Okay, now I can think. There is a fan that aims upwards, but the connection to that fan is a laser that goes directly past it. So when you put the cube on the fan, it will repeatedly stop the fan because the cube blocks the laser and disables the fan, and then the fan starts up again because now the cube is on the ground, and the cycle continues. So you have a cube that's in almost constant motion, which means it's very easy to accidentally do it. The other place it's very easy to accidentally do it is in C4, because there's a cube that's moving left, right on top of a mine, and of course any kind of motion works, so... Blech. Blech. That was really bad. Don't worry about the fact that I saved 1.3 seconds. It was just bad. Jammer glitches people found. Jammer glitches were known very early. And they were used very extensively early because they're extremely pervasive. In fact, the term jammer glitch is a bit of a misnomer. You can do that action with any item. So if you have a cube that's placed on a button, for example, and that button opens a barrier and you're standing in just the wrong spot, it's quite possible to accidentally grab the cube. A lot of people have done this on casual playthroughs. A lot of people have done this in speedruns. In particular, Oubliette is the level I'm thinking of in C4, that people do that in speedruns. Somehow I didn't lose a lot of time. It's an hour of route. I'm not denying it's an hour of route, but I've also done the Witness more recently, 100%, which is an hour and a half of route, and I've done things previously that were 3 hours, though I wasn't entertaining Twitch chat at the time. I was offline recordings. The point is that there is a skill that you can practice. Oh god. So you can't long jump in parallax consistently. That's why speedrunner mode is such a big deal. I'm sorry, I'm going on a bit of a diversion here. Let me finish the previous thought. You can practice not only the speedrun, but also the act of streaming. You can practice having your brain do something else while you do one thing. And in general, as you practice the speedrun, doing the speedrun is easy. Because you've done the speedrun a bunch of times. I screwed that up. This trick, by the way, is one of the things that I never understood casually. I always thought, why are you pushing the buttons in a weird order? So usually when you reach the top of an elevator, you get a checkpoint. So that if you restart checkpoint, you return with the elevator at the top. If you start by trying to send the elevator down, which is what I do, I select the floor I'm currently on, and then send the elevator up, and then you actually have to hit it once more for whatever reason. The game sends the elevator to the correct floor, but gives you a checkpoint immediately, which means that you can restart checkpoint, and the game says, oh yes, you've just arrived at the bottom floor. And now you skip the entire elevator sequence. Parallax. So Parallax is another puzzle game that I play. I really liked it. It has a very short speedrun. It has a 5-minute speedrun. In-game time. So like 8 minutes real time. So in Parallax, there's 2 major tricks. 3 if you count the one that got patched out and then patched back in. The first trick is called bunny hopping. It's real easy. It's like every other game's bunny hopping, except that I forgot to hold space while I did this trick. Except that if you hold any directional keys while you do it, you don't get the bunny hop. So you have to hit space. It's frame perfect. It's actually a 60 frames per second game. So it's frame perfect at 60 FPS. You have to do it, but every time you do it, it doubles your player movement speed. So you only have to do it like 3 times to skip basically every level in the game. I think there's 3 places in the run where you actually have to pull off a chain that is, say, like more than one bunny hop in a row. The next trick in the game is called lunges, which occurs when you basically do a standing bunny hop. I always forget how this level works. So you start moving forward, you let go of your movement key, because that's how you do bunny hops. Hello? I would like to place the cube. Okay. You let go of your movement key, because that's how you do bunny hops, and then you jump. And so you get basically a bunny hop from a running forward state, which lets you get sort of the first part of a bunny hop. It doubles your speed, etc. So that's actually really nice, and that's one of the big tricks that I found for that game that made it so short. I mean, bunny hopping in general makes it fast, but that trick is good. Now, the third one is called, does it actually have a name? Well, whatever. I'll call them air jumps. Basically, the game had a bug early on in development, and it was a really nice bug for the speedrunners, because the bug was this. When you walk off a ledge, the game does not register that you have left the ledge, or that you were no longer on solid ground. And if you hadn't jumped yet, it would let you jump. So you could get a mid-air jump. And in particular, in that game, there are these portal-like objects. They're called rifts, I think, that form the major puzzle element. And if you run up the side of the rift and then do this run off the edge and jump trick, you can actually jump around them, which means you can basically break every single puzzle in the game. And so that was the major trick before bunny hopping came along. Now, this bug was patched out somewhat quickly in development, because this trick was found early. And so as a result... Okay, forward to the right. And so as a result, the speedrunners complained. There were like 3 of them, and they complained, and the devs added it back in as a setting, but not enabled by default, so casual players couldn't find it. And... oops, I have to get the sigil first. And there's an interesting interaction between this and those lunges. So if you run off a ledge... The main reason the lunges are hard is because you have to stop pushing all your directional keys. And doing so is... it's hard to do that. It's hard to time that action properly, where you stop pushing all your directional keys and then jump. Because the slower you do it, the more speed you lose, right? If you stop holding forward, you slow down. So you want to do it as quickly as possible. Let me up! Let me up! Okay. You want to do it as quickly as possible. And when you run off of the ledge, you don't lose any movement speed, because you're in midair, and the game is actually pretty good about air physics. So what you do is you turn on speedrunner mode. that lets you run off ledges and jump in midair. You stop holding a directional key in midair, and you make use of this midair jump to get a full distance air lunge. And this is considerably more consistent, a lot faster, and is what completely broke the game and brought it down by about 10 minutes of time. It was a 15-minute run. Not run very seriously. I think it would have been around 12 if the guy who did runs had pushed it. Whoopsie. Alright. Welcome to one of the dumbest tricks in the game. Fortunately, I have a lot of time to screw it up. Welcome to I'm never running this category again. Alright. That's not... I don't want to run against this. I don't want to run against these splits anymore. Whoops. That jump is supposed to be really hard. I still don't like it. That tree jump there is actually not free, and I don't deserve what I just got, but I will go with it because that's what you do when you're a speedrunner. Go with it and hope no one notices. That was actually a really smooth C6, I know. Like, I may steal parts of that and put commentary over it to explain the tricks, because having clean execution is hard in C6. Did I fail anything else in C5? Yeah, I probably failed the bump jump. Oh no, I got the first bump jump to time flies first try, but I didn't get the second one. The one to I was gonna say whatever the hell it's called. The one to time crawls. That took 2 tries, or 4 tries, or a few tries. So I have a little bit of time to save there. I always forget about this, but it doesn't really cost that much time because I'm waiting on a cycle anyways. And here it is. Alright. Close. Second try is not bad. I still save time. No, that's the door. Alright, my least favorite bump jump in the game. Third try is not bad. Yeah, they're not the best. And the bunny hops in particular are a lot of why I really hated that category. Because I basically had to grind for some of the bunny hops. There just wasn't anything else to do about it. This solution is falling apart, but I didn't lose time on it, so whatever. I didn't learn the strat to do this. Okay, this is something I need to look into as well. Time flies exit is on the left. What are you talking about? Are you saying that I have the 2 puzzle names backward? Oh, you're saying that when I exited wrong, I screwed up and should have done that. Did stream die? Oh, stream died. No. Panic basket. Okay. I promise I'm still here. I promise there's a local recording, but I can now talk and Twitch chat can't hear me. Spoilers. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm glad I local record. Because otherwise this would be pretty embarrassing. Bonk. We're good. We're still not back. Oh, we're back. We're back. Okay. Hello, how much did you all miss? Hopefully not too much. Did it die again? Fuck, dude. Twitch, please. Stop having a heart attack during my run. I can't tab out and fix the stream. That would be slightly counterproductive. I can still see Twitch chat though, even if they can't see me. Wow, I grabbed the audio log. There's not enough time, dude. More random gold splits. I think I've golded Star 30 like every single run. It's pretty bonkers. We're back again? Alright. Again, I have a local recording. You can catch the bits you missed. But I'm sorry. I like being able to interact with chat. I don't like it when Twitch dies. But, I mean, Twitch is just a small company, clearly, so they can't afford real servers for the, like, 6 people who are watching this run. Spliced. Dude, I have uncut video. And I will be uploading uncut video. Unless I pull an Exto and fail the Messenger Garden. That would be fun. I might not upload then, because that would be embarrassing. Alright, hardest jump in the game. Got it. That ledge there, like, sometimes just bonks you. Uncut video can still be spliced. I mean, you're not wrong. If you want Exto, I can submit it and not automatically verify. But Gold Messenger Garden. Alright, 2 levels left. That's not true. 3 levels left. I have to do A star as well after this. Alright, let's see if these cube jumps go well. I think they went okay in my PB. They weren't amazing though. My PB's endgame was definitely not amazing. It was okay though. Come on. -4, that's not what? I'm not really reading chat right now. For what I hope are obvious reasons. I'm sort of trying to go fast. See, I changed my player speed and everything. I'm trying to go fast, guys. Oh, that's not suspicious at all? Yeah. I mean, you saw most of what happened. Hey, didn't fail that jump. Walma strats. Save like, I don't know, 5 seconds? They're good. It's like, just drop that cube. Don't be an imbecile. The best strat. Yeah, I got there on the star jump. That's the scariest jump of this entire run. Definitely. Because if it goes wrong, you lose a bunch of time. I'm still too scared to make that jump blind. Maybe one day. Nope, don't leave. Have to get another sigil. Ow. Alright, let's get the other way. Drop the cube, grab the jammer, jam the barrier, do the thing, go fast, get the record, etc., etc. This is the medium jump, which is why every single time I start one of these runs, I'm on medium for no apparent reason. I failed it once. Please, cube. Push into the wall in a consistent way. Whatever. Just go for it. It's pretty generous. Might lose like 20 seconds. I think I first tried that in my PB. By 20 seconds, I mean 6, of course. Alright, 2 more worlds. And this one's not even that bad. Yeah, I'm actually on record pace, Exto. Yes. You have 58 something? I don't remember exactly. Yeah, Exto has the record. My PB is 2nd place, even though I didn't submit. So if I don't screw everything up, I should be fine. Whoopsie, I was still on the wall.
Do not fear, and do not give in to temptation.
Your PB is still... Yeah, I know Exto, but the thing is, you also did runs of uncapped, or unrestricted, which means that you have a lot of experience with this run, which is why people are going to turn to you, and which is why you're going to be pretty fast at all the tricks, because a lot of the tricks in 60 are very similar. Like, just the standard game sense of being able to play fast is worth so much in any speedrun. Like, more so than fast trick execution. The ability to know where you're going, have a good sense of the route, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure I failed this tree jump in my PB, so that's another little bit of time to save in C2. Okay. Well, it's not bad yet. There you go. Easy. I'm a little bit worried about falling off this wall, which is why I'm being really careful and losing a bit of time, but... Oh, I didn't actually miss that in PB. Missing the free fan jump feels really bad. Ah, haha. This is not a hard trick. Okay. My Twitch stream just hiccuped. I hope everything is still fine. Nice, I didn't miss anything.
You have overcome each trial that I set before you.
Tower. Floor 1. I hope I don't screw up floor 1. I have screwed up floor 1 a bunch of times on good runs. It's really embarrassing when you do it. Oh yeah, I screwed up the cubes in my PB. No, that was my casual run that I did after the PB yesterday. Panic basket again. Oh yeah, OBS says 0 kilobytes per second. Well, I guess my network wasn't quite ready for it. Losing 4 seconds because I'm not playing in Chinese. Good memes. Good memes. I was a minute behind entering C. Wow. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely still time to come off this run. I just do not want to run against it, because that perfect C6 is going to be a pain. Are we back? OBS thinks I'm back. I'm going to assume I'm back. I do not want to stop the game. We're back. I mean, the problem with this run is basically just that the intro is bad and everything else is really solid. And that's just so terrible to run against. That's just not fun, because that means you have to be on really good pace and then not screw anything up for the entire rest of the run. So it's PBs like this that are really inconsistent that make me run against some of the best, because that means I can consistently see, am I losing time here? Legitimately, not like, oh, I'm losing a bit of time, but my PB lost time. It's like, no, I'm losing time here because I screwed up. That's why I like running against some of the best. Get the other cube. Yeah, I do also like running against some of the best, but it get... Okay. I was going fast in a speedrun, Crow Team. That's what I was doing at the time of Crash. Well, that's a solid one. I do not want to start in safe mode. Thank you very much. This should reset the auto splitter. If I remember correctly how I wrote my code. It doesn't appear to have reset. I think we're still live. Because I don't think it ever triggers the game ending part. It just triggers the I don't know what the hell happened, but I guess you're in floor 2. Yeah. So I'm gonna lose about 2 minutes here. Yeah, witness resets for that, but that's because the way witness is coded is really hard. I'm gonna try and make the witness start and reset logic a lot more stable in this next push to the auto splitter. So hopefully that will not happen too much. Because it is really frustrating when the game resets even though you didn't need it to. Yeah, record is dead, which is sort of good because it means I can have a better start in my record run. Actually, I'm not even sure record is dead. Nah, it probably is. That's a lot of time to stomach. 59:27. How far ahead do I need to be for that? Well, you can just watch my best possible time. Once my best possible time goes past 59:27, record is dead. Before then, record is still possible. Though there may be some fake golds in my splits, I don't know. Well, in theory I was going to save time here because that cube stack did not work first try in my PvE, but in practice I did not. You go to here. You come close. Did I get the bonk? I think I did. It's not a great bounce, but I'll take it. I've been trying to get good bounces with this. I would like to restart checkpoint, please. There we go. This strat is hard, but I'm pretty sure it's faster. When I say hard, I mean I'm bad at it, not it's actually hard. Yeah, I still have like a minute to spare on record. And just a star to beat. And then the tower clip, which I'm not that good at yet. Sadly. Floor 3 tower clip I was never super familiar with. I just briefly blanked on the solution to this puzzle. Fortunately, I remembered before I lost too much time. Isn't there wood there? No, there's not. Wood blocks the messenger gardens. There's one in every world. They give you hints. You instead have stargates that block the sigil areas. Yeah, so when you complete A, you only have 8 stars, which is not enough to get the to open the gate, which takes 10. So instead, you wait. You go to B. You complete B star with the like 12 or 14 you have. You complete C star, but then you have to come back to A. And really, the reason that's always going to be an issue in this route is because there's 2 sigils in the Nexus that you basically can't get until you've cleared the game. You definitely cannot get them while you're in A. And we don't really have a way to clip into A star right now. So, did I crash again, dude? Holy cow. This stream is just terrible. I'm so sorry for that. I don't know what Twitch is doing to my VOD, but fortunately I have uncut video, including... Oh, for crying out loud. Alright. Backup strats. I bet you didn't know about those backup strats, Exto. I golded with backup strats? Question mark? I should make an FFZ emote for capital P Panic Basket, because I always want to type that. Actually, I don't even know if you guys got to see backup strats. Okay. I didn't jump far enough into the wall. Sorry for the high-pitched noises. Okay, much safer. I hate the floor 3 tower clip. I am bad at it. I'm very bad at it. I shouldn't be. It's not that hard. It's just I am very bad at it. Cool. Landed on the beam. Just in time for a really atrocious record run. Perfect. What a great run. God. Oh, God. Well, I'm happy to have sub 1, but, like, that's just gross. Thanks. Just... I thought you were going to sleep, Trezor. Trezor? I know it's a palindrome, but it doesn't mean that both E's have to be pronounced the same way. Also, loud music is loud, and I apologize for it.